Supermarket chains and cheap imports is driving food prices up, pushing poultry farmers in Ireland to serious difficulties. It's June now. A combination of hot and dry long summer evenings. It's good news for chicken farmers in Ireland, because now a lot of people enjoy grilled chicken. Chicken is also a familiar for the rest of the year. People often cover breadcrumbs and fry it crispy to make chicken balls. Add sauce to make chicken tikka masala. Sandwiches served with salad or simply roasted chicken. Chicken has become a source of most common for us. Chicken is rich in good nutrition for health. Easy to process when traveling through the countryside in Ireland. You'll see farms like this. Chicken farms originated in the United States, and it's becoming an industrial method of raising chickens. We're raising about 140,000 chickens per batch. It's about 6 a year. So the number, it's estimated to be 250,001. It's just a family farm. Chickens per year. This number is very large. That's why chicken is so cheap. Hello, Mohan. He's the owner of one of the chicken farms top in Ireland. Yvonne's wife also helps with farm work. Just like everyone else, everything comes to me naturally. I built the first chicken farm, and I've found that I like this job. Continue to build the next house. I like to do projects and always put all your energy into the work. I don't believe you can succeed if you don't really believe in what you're doing. There are 4 chicken farms, each containing 35,000 chickens. Is carefully allowing controlled, the chickens to grow and with extraordinary speed. A chicken raised in a cage. The industrial model of a batch only takes 42 days to 6 weeks to reach adulthood. It's a very efficient system, no matter if it's snowing or raining outside. The chickens grow at the same speed. They have the same weight, because the environment inside the cage is tightly controlled. Temperature and humidity for each age preset. Everything is under control. People often think farms are open fields with chickens running around, but that's impossible. Because it rains almost every day, there is snow or wind. That's completely unrealistic because the amount of poultry that we consume is enormous. It's just thunder, and they're running scared. Look, it's going to rain. Ronald Byrne is a poultry farmer. He advertised the finished product on his blog and sell the chickens by word of mouth and at the country markets in the name of the friendly farmer. I'm a farmer, and how I raise poultry. It's very environmentally friendly with animals and with consumers. I myself am very friendly, as long as you don't call me in the morning. The way we raise chickens here is grazing on pasture, meadow edges or meadow patterns, where we pasture smaller flocks of chickens, including 650,700 children in small cages, as you can see here. And these cages can move. And that means next year, or from now until the end of the season, these cages will be removed to where there's more fresh grass. We'll graze on every plot of land, and chickens will feed all over that area. After a while, the barn was moved to another place, and the old land was left vacant for restoration. Ronan learned according to Joel Salatin, an environmentalist, according to American liberalism, who became a pioneer in the field of agriculture and food movements in the local area. Farm-friendly farmer. Only 3 chickens a year. A total of 2,100 chickens were released outdoors. That means they'll gain weight more slowly, and it won't be slaughtered until after about 16 weeks. The cost is also higher. To small scale, so make sure a chicken is free graze. It is 3 to 4 times more expensive than chicken. We can compare. A long time raising nearly 1 million chickens per year. His 4 barns contain 140,000 chickens. But only in a few days, it will welcome another 140,000 chickens. At 1 to 15, we've got about 17,000 chickens. Now they're gone. Right now, about 12,000 are being processed at the plant. The rest will be processed in the next few hours. Tonight, we're going to start all over again. Bring the faucet out and wash everything. There's about 50,000 tons of manure in the farm. It will be used to fertilize crops. It will be recycled. The nutrients will be used to grow mushrooms. Changes throughout the process. Remove traces of old chickens and make sure that the new chickens will be in a very clean environment. Depends on how you look. You can think of this as the beginning or the end of the process. It depends on how you look. The whole cycle will start, and we have to be ready. Clean everything. Prepare food and drinking water to welcome the new chicks. We have to keep it at 34 degrees. It's hard to imagine when you're standing here in the morning with a cold nose while the door is still open. The appearance of new flocks of chickens on the farm of It's like a military parade. 35,000 chickens will be moved into each on the farm as quickly as possible to keep them at the right ambient temperature. How to prepare for a new chicken? It's a little simpler. I just left the chicken coop in the field, but before Ronan's chicks to be grazed in the field, they have to be in a cage for a month. They're called freshly hatched chickens, but they're actually 2 days old from yesterday. This is the incubator where they live the first 34 weeks after birth. They'll be in these incubators. As you can see here, we call them electric chickens because what's most important to them for the first 2 weeks is the temperature. We'll give them water and eat their first meal. They need to be checked every 4 hours to make sure they're warm enough and have drinking water. These chickens will be out in for weeks, and they're going to be moved to a bigger barn. Development of the system. Industrial sheds allow the farmer separate the production of eggs and meat. Super egg chickens are chickens that lay eggs, and super meat chickens are the chickens that we eat. Both Alo's chicken and Ronan's. It all comes from eggs, be incubated. In the professional super egg chicken farm, these chickens have the sole function of laying eggs. Has been fertilized. The ability of chickens to lay eggs is the most important thing. It doesn't need a break. To incubate the eggs will immediately be taken to the cage. Professional incubator. This is the Aniala hatching plant in Madigan County. All the eggs, it all comes from small farms. You can try to see if they're all individually stamped. And there's code. Help determine exactly which farm they're from. We can trace the origin in the whole process, from an egg to a chicken, the farm where he grew up, and the factory where the chicken is processed. If you've ever eaten any chicken in Ireland, whether it's raising in the usual way or it is quite possible that his life, it starts with an egg in this incubator. On the left are small incubators with 57,600 eggs inside. On the right are cages that are twice the size. There's 115,200 eggs in each incubator. There's over 1 million eggs in this incubator. It's just one of 4 incubators. What we want to do is imitate mother chicken action in nature. Sometimes the chicken will stand up, take the mine and roll the eggs around. We've got to do the same thing here. Egg hatching is an exact science. The eggs must be incubated at 37.6 degrees, no less. Just 1 degree off, you'll kill everything in the egg. And if the temperature is half a degree, it also has a serious impact. After 18 days, the eggs were moved to another room. Bloom. This is the hatching room. All the chickens. I'm going out of this room today. The eggs will hatch in a period of 253 10 hours. If we start hatching eggs at the same time, everything is predictable. You can touch it. They're still wet. That's what you see when the chicks start to hatch. The eggshell only breaks when the chicks start pecking. A chicken just came out of its shell. The eggshells are still very wet. Today, we are huddled. A total of about 200,000 chickens. Eggs are brought from hatcheries, is now placed on the chain, and goes into the incubation area. So the thing to do here is to pick healthy chickens, hatching from the eggs. Then the eggshells will be processed. Here, the chickens are brought from the taxonomy, where they're separated from the eggshells. These people are sorting out cocks and hens to take to the broiler farm. If you keep all the hens in a barn and a rooster in another barn, the chickens will have more uniform weight. At the end of the season at the supermarket, you'll see that there's 1,800 grams or 1,500 grams. The arrangement helped the chickens achieve uniform weight for sale in the supermarket. The chickens are being put on the line in little blue boxes. In the little blue box is a laser scanner to count the number of chickens as they pass by. As August approaches, nearly 140,000 newly hatched chickens began lives in Alu's farm, and 700 more chickens will be shipped to Athenry. What makes Alu and Ronan's chickens become different? It's not how they're hatched, it's how they're raised. Autumn sun in Athenry seems to drop low in the fields. Ronan's turkeys are being fattened before Christmas. When they're inside, they'll eat and drink and go to sleep. Then the first thing they do in the morning is go outside. When you open the door, they'll happily run around. As you can see, they're very happy to be tossed around and exercise or play with a stick. Ronan's turkeys were taken to the farm when they were a day old in the spring. I'm going to raise these chickens for about 7 months. They'll be taken care of 7 days a week, from morning to night, put in the cage, take out, and feed. I'm ready for slaughter. Marketing and sales activities will happen in about a month. Before that, I hope I'll be lucky to sell chicken for 15 euros. That one is very good. I'll collect 7,500 for euros. 7 months, working 7 days a week. Everything looks so simple, but these turkeys are only of economic value when they are eaten. From now until then, they're still Ronan's expenses. Fortunately, Christmas is coming. Everything is prepared in 1 day. It was a hard week. To make sure they are ready for packaging and delivery. Like when it started, you have to work hard for 3 weeks. There's a lot of stages after that. Until then, the chickens will continue. Enjoy the fresh air. On a sunny day, Like today, they're happy to be released. They're running around eating fresh grass and looking for worms. They can't have a better life. In Alu's farm, the chickens never feel the sun, the autumn sun on his back, and they don't feel the cold or the rain. This system is designed to serve all the needs of chickens. Animal husbandry industry forced to go in that direction because there's a lot of risky things that have happened, and the gossip about the poultry industry. They've raised the common standard a lot compared to other meats, request for origin, and food safety hygiene standards. That's not too bad. We will have better products on supermarket shelves. They keep talking about the point that we're holding birth, the lives of living creatures, and we need to constantly improve their lives. You can see the food coming in when they're a little bigger. We raise the feeding trough. The meal appears below. They have access to food at any time. Drinking water is always at 36 degrees. When you touch this, some water comes out. They will drink water. They will drink clean water all the time. Avoid getting infected in school if a chicken is sick. That's what we have in this barn. Blessing. It's not just important for the birds themselves. It also affects profits. Economic pressure on a farmer as a long, usually very large. This is our main source of income. My whole family and I depend on this income, and we work full-time. We've invested about a comma of 3 million euros since 1909 quarters. This is all we have. We've taken our land as collateral to build a barn, and we've used up all our capital. So if anything happens, that would be a big problem. Animal husbandry and poultry processing industry need a large capital investment, and it's very complicated logistically. So an industrial livestock farmer must have a special relationship with the processing plant. The chickens will have to fast the night before. They'll be here the next morning. Until AM the next day, they'll be on the supermarket shelves. Carton gasoline brake is the home Carton Brothers machine, leading industrial chicken processing in Ireland. Chicken on supermarket shelves for 7 days. It's the time since they were killed. Until the expiration date, it's only 7 days. We always try to keep the freshest products for the consumer, and this is the most efficient system for doing this. This is the validation to handle system. 160,000 chickens with a maximum capacity of 12,000 chickens per hour. The supermarket orders the chickens with different size. So what we do is, it's buying chickens from farmers, sort by size and sell to supermarkets. We distribute based on the order received from supermarkets. Food suppliers. We also distribute based on the number of customers placed. There are 3 types of chicken sold: fresh chicken, frozen chicken, and processed chicken. There's about 3.5 to 4 million chickens a week consumed in Ireland. 70% of them are chickens. So chicken feet are not a commonly consumed item. There are about 80,000 chickens. Is natural grazing. 8,000 were fed corn and 3,000 was raised organically. The remaining 3 to 5 million are industrial chickens. That's 99% of the chicken on the market today. This plant has several functions. The first and most important thing is chicken. And whole chickens are very effective. Save cost. We also want introducing new chicken products. So we have a dedicated department. Add value to natural chicken. To bring people new dishes from chicken. To produce large quantities of chicken like this. The car and the gasoline brakes have to work very closely together. Is very different compared to other agricultural production systems. Usually farmers will buy poultry, let them eat and sleep, invest time and money in breeding, then take it to the farmer's market. where they can sell their products to factories. Processing. Now, the chicken processing industry has changed, and the reason lies in the way it sells. Chicken sold to supermarkets has been discounted, so if we don't have enough chickens, we won't be able to sell it cheaply. Poultry farming units like mine will control the back. Farmers don't have to pay for food or breeding chickens. The system will do that. It's a symbiotic relationship that's good for both sides. Alibaba gets access to the market, and gasoline vein can ensure continuity of supply. We provide our own animal feed. That means I have to suffer responsibility for the quality of chicken on supermarket as well as animal feed. The cost of raising a chicken until he left the farm is about €2, of which about 36 cents is the price of the breeding chicken, and the remaining 160 cents is the cost of animal feed. The average retail price of an industrial is about chicken, €552. The chicken costs about 35 cents, and animal feed costs about €1.6. Take care of chickens for 6 weeks. Pay the cost of the barn, heating, and lighting systems, and get about 39 cents per chicken. Gasoline for 86 cents. Pay for the shipping and processing costs. Retailer receiving €233. When supermarkets reduce the price of chicken, pressure reducing costs for processing plants and farmers is huge. The price reduction definitely puts pressure on food safety and hygiene, but false standards are a taboo. The role of animal feed production plant is very important. By animal feed, it has a huge impact on the food industry. There have been many incidents related to food safety, like dioxins in pork, mad cow disease, salmonella in chicken. It's all caused by animal feed. Traceability ability. It's a core value in the industry. In addition to putting the farm name on each chicken, we can even show you what the chickens have consumed, or raw material components constitute animal feed. We also keep all the samples throughout the life of the chicken, so if there's a problem, we can trace back. Check the origin. The chicken was delivered to the farmer on a specific day. Auto and gasoline have an interesting relationship. One cannot exist without the other. If there is no farmer, the factory will have no chicken for processing. If there is no factory, the farmer would have no way to sell the chicken. Contract between my company and I lasted about 6 months and includes 3 chickens. Term is quite short, but the contracts between the processing plant and there is such a short time. We supply chicken for the whole supermarket chain, Super Value Dune and Tesco. They're supporting us. And the contract that we have with them, it's really just a handshake. That's all there is to it. The relationship between Ronan and the processing plant is very different. Charge of butchering and freeze the chickens, but responsible for everything else, like paying for chicks, feeding them and taking care of them. Then market and sell the product. This gives you a lot of work. The giant. When I started, I didn't think the workload, it can be that big. I thought I'd be sitting in the house, in front of the computer screen, Google everything, and the job is easy. I majored in marketing, and of course, I know how to sell, but I have to combine the production, carry bucket watering. Then we have to go back to the computer to try to market and operate things. Then I have to deal with the marketing, storage, processing, delivery, distribution, collect money, and the cycle repeats itself. Taking into account all the stages, it's a huge amount of work. One day, I'm going to have to cede the production chain and only receive recurring profits. But now, I'm reinvesting everything I've earned. I will have a perfect life if it works well and makes money. But actually, I'm going to have to be very persistent. The yellow of autumn is turning gray. The weather is getting colder, and a day seems shorter. But inside a loose-controlled warehouse, there's no sign that winter is coming. Chicken dropping on the field sounds great on photo, and it looks good in the sun. But when the weather gets colder and the meadow turned into a corner of mud, Ronan started to worry about his system. For the last 2 months, the weather has been really bad. It's been raining a lot all year, and the water level is now just coming out. They are all suffering. First, people have to endure flooding in the surrounding area. Second, the animals are suffering because it's hard. We're doing everything we can to take care of them, but we had a lot of obstacles. When winter starts and the temperature drops, new chickens on the farm too long in Cavan County, no problem. Last night, the temperature dropped to -7. You can imagine how worried we were. Temperature difference between indoor and outdoor. It's about 40 degrees or more. Whether it's winter or summer, industrial chickens are always in an environment with constant temperature. In the barn, we can wear t-shirts and feel comfortable. You can watch it here if you have it. Everything is adjusted appropriately, but cold weather has severe consequences about the economy. There's a big difference between summer and winter. In the summer, we use a lot of electricity for having to cool the barn when the chickens are a little bit bigger. In winter, because the temperature is very low, we use a lot of GA to heat the camp. Because we want to keep the chickens warm, it's hard to estimate, are these chickens profitable or not? It's derived from a subspecies of red jungle tame the head, first in South Asia 10,000 years ago. This breed of chicken has been bred to achieve rapid growth, low activity level, high yield of breast meat, and effective conversion from food to large body mass. However, they're not capable of withstanding cold winters. In Ireland, both Alu and Ronan's chickens, they're all branded chickens and has been copyrighted. Genetic studies to make them are expensive and complicated. Therefore, only binational piss companies has control over most of the chicken supply all over the world, including chickens raised by Alu and Ronald. Consumers increasingly prefer the chicken breast, and what livestock companies do is to meet a need by combining chicken breeds for more breast meat. They're mostly wild chickens. So after 25, the chickens are now being consumed. It's more like the wild chicken than it was 25 years ago. They're bringing more and more breast meat. This is a specialized breed when compared to cattle. We have Friesian cows and Holstein cows that specialize in milk. Charolais or Aberdeen cattle, mainly for meat, and this chicken is also primarily for meat. Chicken farming can be very genetically complex. There's a poultry business. It's quite traditional. It's the turkey business. Turkey, not consumed much in daily life. They're mostly for Christmas. In Donegal, County Ronnie, are taking care of the turkeys in the traditional way. Prepare to sell in your store. Ronnie's been raising turkeys since school. In high school, all students have to do a science project. I bought 50 turkeys. Let's raise them and make some money from them. That was 45 years ago. It's not like chicken is consumed all year round, raising turkeys just to serve a single day. Ronnie's chickens will be killed in the barn itself that they grow up to. It's raised naturally. They're traditional turkeys. They're released and they've never been stressed. They haven't been fed in 24 hours. They're starving. We'll pick them up and hang them on a rope. Break their necks in the most humane way. We'll pluck the hairs while they're warm, because the hairs will leave easily. They're hanging on a shelf. Their bodies get colder, and after being stripped of their hair, we put them in the fridge at the store. A day before customers need them, I take them out, clean, separate sets of crush raw packing and weighing them. Customers will go to the store and buy frozen chicken. I let it wobble for a while until I was exhausted. When they're hanging, their necks will break. It's still struggling, but it's the nervous system. The reason I tied it this way, because I didn't want it to crack too hard before breaking its neck. I try not to let them break their wings if they break too hard. This chicken is dead. I'll grab her hair before her body gets cold. 45 years of experience helping know the best way to produce clean food, and I believe that traditional way of slaughter has more advantages than industrial slaughter. My way is more traditional. Modern processing facilities and machinery, bringing living organisms into the factory, and within a few hours, they were in plastic bags. Roni's turkey will be hung for about 10 days. Then they're consumed. This is the layer of fat that accumulates under the skin of the turkey. This layer of fat will retain heat. The cold climate keeps them warm. The day after being killed, the fat will solidify in different places, and the turkey will be hung for a few days. Let the fat dissolve into the meat. After about a week to 10 days, the fat layer disappears. The chicken is as pink as the salmon, ready for processing. It's not like Roni's turkey, Ronan's chickens, killed in a modern processing plant and kept in the refrigerator. You take the order and sold out in a single day, the busiest day of the year. Today is December 23rd, is the turkey and goose distribution day. I feel like today is a holiday. It's amazing when not dirty hands with animal feed. Don't have to do other manual work. You just need to prepare for delivery. People will come, take the turkeys we've been raising all season. I still remember everything that happened from the first day. I know exactly what the chicken ate. Where do they come from? What went in and out? I'm pretty nervous. 220 people will come to the farm. There are many familiar guests. It's great to see the guests back in line. A year like that. We can only plan ahead for a certain number of customers. The rest is chaos. When everyone's eating turkey, the plant of the tooth vein becomes quiet. In a strange way, just one day after the new year, we'll all eat chicken again. According to tradition, Easter is the time to eat chicken and eggs, but Ronaldo is about to kill his ducks. This year's Easter is very interesting because it's snowing. It's a wonderful time of year. It's a unit that can market intelligently. Farmer-friendly people are trying to make Easter. It's an occasion to eat duck. This is my second year doing this. I'm trying to make duck meat become a dish for the Easter season. It's a long process, but this year people care more than last year. A lot of customers are coming back to buy duck meat. There are about 180 ducks, and we've already sold 80 of them. There's not a lot of pressure to sell duck meat because we can put them in the freezer. Sold in the year. It's not like a turkey. Turkey is a Christmas dish. Pork is also a Christmas dish. But we're trying. Everyone eats duck meat at the Easter. For industrial chicken farmers, there is no difference between seasons. Chicken is consumed all year round. What we're going to do is cut off the water and turn off the lights. We've got a truck with a container. When we turn off the lights, the chickens will lie on the ground, and when we caught them, they don't move much because they think it's night. There will be about 46 people doing this. It depends on the size of the chickens. They can catch about 5,000 in an hour. I've done this before, and I know what it's like. You have to be really healthy. We've got people standing near the container to make sure the chickens are properly arranged. Others will be. Move the chicken from the ground to the container. When it comes to this stage, I'm really excited because 40-gram chickens are running around on the ground. I just want to take them somewhere else. We're a family farm. We're very passionate about chickens. So when we get to this stage, we're very proud of what we've done. A loose 35,000 chickens go straight to the processing plant, but that's only a small part compared to the amount of chicken brake gasoline we'll process today. This is a processing plant. This is where chickens go when they're alive. They're in 12-meter trucks. The truck is weighed before entering and after leaving. The farmer will be paid for the skew. This is where we hang the chickens. We've got 14 people hanging each chicken up. We turned on the blue light because the chickens didn't see anything in the blue light. For them, it's dark around. You can see they're very quiet. After going through this door, the chickens will be electrocuted, and then it's cut off to let the blood flow. Almost half a kilometer long slaughter conveyor, followed by a 200-meter long abdominal bypass conveyor. Finally, there's a frozen conveyor belt about 4.7 kilometers long. So that's a total of 5 kilometers. Then the hair step. We put the chickens in about 15 minutes at 51 degrees. Let the feathers go. The first chicken was plucked after boiling water. Now we're going to do 6 stages of hair triage from different parts of the body. In each of these machines are rubber fingers. We'll grab the feathers and spit them out. Let it fall to the bottom. This is the abdominal surgery. We're taking the organs out of the chicken. First, we cut a circle around the anus, and then cut a path to the chest. Finally, take out all the parts inside and put a tray in front of each chicken. Here, people from the Ministry of Agriculture can see the organs of each chicken. If they feel they're scratched, they're going to get rid of them by throwing them in here. The chickens will be brought here. 3 of these machines will cut the chicken's neck. The last step is to wash the chicken from the inside out. They're then transported to a frozen conveyor belt. It takes about 3 hours and 25 minutes. It depends on the cooling stage. This is the frozen room. Compared to the size of my farm, it's a completely different world with 5 rooms, where the cold air covers the chickens. The conveyor belts to move the chicken also took me completely by surprise. I can imagine that for someone not in the industry. If they saw this, they'd be stunned. The chickens are being brought down. You can see through the ceiling. They're coming from the frozen room. Then each chicken will be digitally photographed. That's our classification system. The computer will indicate the level of damage if there's any problem with the chickens. Finally, we'll distribute the workload of the entire plant so that everyone has an equal amount of work. No one has to do too much or too little. And then the first area that you see is the whole chicken area. Where we choose raw. The whole chickens have been ordered. The remaining chickens are divided into meat portions. It's happening inside this wall. At different stages, the parts of the chicken are separated until there's nothing left. The technology used here is very advanced to ensure hygiene. It's an art. Allows you to trace the origin of food when shopping in the supermarket. You can do this with modern technology thanks to scientific inventions like the processing plants that we have today. Most of us choose to live in cities and trust the supermarkets to provide us with protein with cheap and safe price. So you can buy chicken for 3.4 or 5 euros. As it is now, there needs to be factories of this scale. You're not going to be able to raise 100 naturally grazing chickens. And no one's paying you 300 or 400 euros. People are used to having cheap food. That puts a lot of pressure on the livestock industry. Processing of poultry. It's a fact of life. Meat used to be reserved for eating on Sundays, but now meat becomes cheaper and is consumed daily. It used to be a Sunday specialty. We didn't eat meat every day. I noticed it was a time when Sunday was a special meal and the whole family will sit down. Is slowly coming back. The supermarket shows us with the chickens in the coop or something like that isn't real. Customers want to buy cheap meat, so you need to take that as a target. It starts with the customer's wishes and try to accomplish the goal for the farmer. Customer and price are the two most important factors. Farmers must constantly increase their productivity to make sure that I can deliver the chicken for the retailers so they can sell their products and make a profit. Alu and Ronan's chickens came from the same hatchery. Alu's chicken is when they become fresh meat. Ronan's chicken is taken out. It becomes frozen meat. Let's think about when people are happiest, when they're outdoors in the fresh air. If you lock a person in your house and leave him alone, don't let him work much. He'll gain weight, but will he be happy? And the opposite is true for animals. If you take them out and make them work, let them do what they naturally do, you'll have much better chicken. Sadly, there must be 476 farmers like Ronan. We can produce a lot of chickens. That's what a farmer like Alu can do. Workload for management and variations of 476 This will lead to much higher prices. If all those farmers get paid, the price will be even higher. Ronan's farm was a success for him. But if we all need to eat chicken, Alu's farm, this is the farm of the future. I won't lower. It's about competing with farms. It has a lower standard if you want high-quality products. If they're worried about the agency, ensure independent food safety, like the Irish Food Board. If they really want to make the environment is not harmed by supervised farms, by the Environmental Protection Agency, they'll buy my chicken. But if they don't care about animal welfare or what they eat, if they don't care about the environment or deforestation in Brazil, they will buy other chickens. But if you care about the environment and your neighbors, I like local food, you're going to buy Irish chicken.